We're in Wales today, and some interesting architecture for us to come and look at today.
Smallest city in England. But I have a cathedral to be a city. And this one has one, although I have to say it feels like something's missing again on top. Where's the spire? Where is the spire? Where is the spire? Do you know? We should have a steeple. There's a market here every week. Nice to see. And the seeds, or the seeds, are our continents. And then the material hardness in the middle is your body, which is in the center of the same microcosmic egg, same as the macrocosmic.
Fascinating.
So that's a completely different way of seeing our world, and when you look at it in that way, it puts you at the center. It makes you the central point, and the sun follows you, the moon follows you, wherever you happen to go on the plane. It will always recenter itself on you. The sun's light will come to your feet at the beach, all of that kind of thing. It's always going to align itself on you. So we suggest that you're actually encoding or receiving an encoding of the energy field that is the sun. You see it as this orb of yellow energy, but it's your guiding light, if you like, or it's the moon and the sun are your guardian angels, if you like. They're here watching you, same as the luminaries, the stars that move across us in the sky. So the zodiac, all of that stuff is connected to the electromagnetic universe. Check out my flyer. That's incredible, isn't it? It's quite a structure. And pan around here, and this Bishop's Palace. It's a castle. But you know what it reminds me of? This quadrangle reminds me of
Winchester?
Winchester.
There's a map.
There's a map here. With the big 1206. Really? More than 800 years someone's lived here. No. Okay, so you can walk through. Look at those geese in the lap. No way. When people have horses,
She played with a guy called Sam.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is quite a complex, the Bishop's Palace, but that back wall there has caught my interest. Let's go have a quick little look around. I mean, just notice how that door is sunk below the ground level, as is that door over there. I'll give you a little zoom on that, just so you don't think I'm having you on. Check that out. So all of this is only a part of the building. But yeah, like I said, that wall there, the brickwork, let's go and have a look. Okay, I'm not a ticket holder, so I can only get as far as this. Let's see what we can see.
And the prices are written on the right hand side. Oh,
I do notice that the window frame is flush to the brickwork from this side. But this is common, isn't it, of the inside looking like this poorly fit red brick, and then see the thickness of that. It's a massively thick section there. Maybe it's just an entrance portico. No, you're okay. I'll go over your head. Huh. Let's go around the back if we can. Okay, so this was an arch of some sort. Window perhaps. It's just unusual to see this brickwork without the face on it, hey? Without the full brickwork. Without this, what I mean, sorry, my head's not really in. I mean that stuff. Those stones there. You know why this? is exposed. Very badly pitted. And again, I suppose just for effect, but how thick are these sections? There's the back of the wall. Just vastly thick. Vastly thick. And part of something else. That tower there. Sorry, that girl thought I was waving at her. That tower there matches that one there, right? Suggesting, and it would suggest there was a wall connecting that to that and back this way. This way. So what a grand space this would have been. Obviously the floor level would have been lower than it is right now. But it all went away. It all got destroyed. So it was an even more impressive bishop's retreat for 800 years than, so you see that's got the cladding on, right? Has to be hollow up in there. Don't think I can resolve that with the light situation. It has to be hollow. This is a big building here. Okay, I'll leave it for now. This dude looks like a different kind of monk though, by the way. Really? You make a door this high? Oh yeah, because the people were much smaller back then, right? That's why they built these big, huge buildings with tiny doors. Check it out.
It's like that all day here. Yeah. Just stand here all day, you just get a really nice breeze.
Yeah. Let's just quickly go and check this out. Whoa. A lot of work there, huh? Wow. Slaves!
The Liverpool Cathedral, look at it, a little bit...
Yeah, Liverpool looks a little bit rough and ready by comparison to that side. And that, of course. Mud floodagery. And it would seem some kind of... Well, that's probably just a bracing for the bridging that they did here. Possibly, anyway. Oh, a little complex, eh? Just... There were a few hundred villagers that decided they wanted to show their appreciation. Spend some of their free time. See, this is before Netflix. People had spare time.
That building even over there.
Where? What a beautiful complex, sir.
It's very nice, isn't it? Yes.
We're very impressed. We were at Liverpool Cathedral a week or two ago, and it doesn't come close to this, I have to say. It's obviously a larger building, but the detail.
Two in Liverpool.
Yes, the Catholic one, to be fair, is a modern
Yeah.
eyesore. It's,
Okay, you said it.
Yeah, it's just it's horrible. It doesn't come close to these beautiful structures.
The other one is an old one, is it? The Anglican.
Well, they say it's 100. But it goes back a bit. I don't really know, to be honest, because they say it was only finished in the 70s, but actually it dates back hundreds of years. I'm sure.
Yeah.
But it's mostly brick. It looks like the Battersea Power Station, if you know the reference.
Right.
And this, on the other hand, is full of.
Well, this goes back to 1175 or something when they started.
When you say they started, did they start with this front of the building? I mean, how did they?
I think they started more where the choir is. I'm not a guide, I'm afraid.
Right.
Guide would be able to tell you exactly.
Right.
There's information there.
Thank you.
Whether that will tell you.
Okay. No, I'm always fascinated to know because at the time when they say they started these buildings.
There were two phases in the 12th century.
Right.
The first one was, I think, 1175 to 12 something.
Right.
And then a few years later, the second phase started.
Oh, okay. And what do you think was the number of men that would have needed to work on a project this size?
Okay. The number of
men or workers?
Oh, yes, I know. And the conditions under which they worked, I mean, health and safety with modern scaffolding. They just had wooden poles and ropes in those days, you see. The casualty rate must have been phenomenal.
You think? Yeah?
Oh.
So the actual town then, Wells itself, the actual town, Wells, that obviously, was that pre the church or?
Well, it all started, the original settlement. You've heard of the Bishop's Palace?
Yes.
In there you can see the actual wells. They look like a sort of mini lake, you might say. And there are these bubbles, they're called pots, where the water, which comes down through the Mendips, eventually rises. And the availability of good, clean water is where the settlement gathered, as they used to in those days, of course. And it sort of grew from that, preceding the actual building of a church and the cathedral, yes. Yeah. But it's a phenomenal building for so small a city.
Yes, and how big would the Wells been at the time they were building this?
Oh, well, the population now is only about 11,000.
Right.
So, I don't know. There are those who do know, of course, but a good deal less.
Yeah, I just find it incredible that if you had just say a tenth of the population, you'd have the means of constructing this.
The money involved in the stone was from a quarry about 8 miles away.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's all hand carved. Is that what they say?
Oh gosh, yes.
All hand carved.
Yeah.
Do we do any carvings like this today?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. They have to be careful what they're allowed to do in terms of restoration, because some people say it ought to be left as it is now, not sort of renovated,
repaired.
Others say yes, it should be repaired. So there's a bit of tension there.
Quite a lot of weathering I see on some of the figurines, some of the statues.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. You see the very top three. You've got, first of all, in the centre, the figure of Christ in majesty, blessing the world, flanked by, now, what do you think they are either side of Christ?
They look like starfish.
Exactly what people say. They are seraphim,
Oh.
the highest of the 9 orders of angels.
Okay.
Seraphim have 6 wings.
Okay.
And there they are. And those 3 statues have been there only since 1985.
Really?
Yeah. All that was there before was the bottom half of the central figure. I was here when Prince Charles, who was president of whatever, did the unveiling.
Really?
Yeah.
In 85, did you say?
Yeah, 1985.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
The sculptor was David Wynne.
Okay.
And after the ceremony, I spotted him on his own going down the steps towards the North Court porch, And I said to him, "Excuse me, Mr. Wynne, were you influenced at all by the image on the shroud?"
Ah,
And he said, "Inevitably, yes."
really?
Yeah.
Really? Because he wouldn't have had anything to go on, would he? You know, to
No, well, exactly.
r-
There was a whole hour-long television program on that, how he did him, and it was filmed in the various stages, right from the original block stone
Really?
that he chose.
Mm,
See?
mm.
And somewhere within that solid block was the figure of Christ in Majesty.
Good
He
grief.
had to release it.
Well, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's lovely. Well, thank you for that information.
You're very welcome.
Yeah.
Underneath, by the way, you've got the 12 apostles,
Ah.
and you see the one with the saltire cross?
Oh, yes, yes.
That's St. Andrew,
That's
patron
St.
saint
Andrew.
of the cathedral.
Okay.
You see
Sorry,
the
I'm-
much smaller ones, very eroded underneath?
Oh, yeah.
They are the 9 orders of angels. Seraphim, cherubim, thrones, dominions,
Okay.
virtues, principalities, powers, and hidden from us, archangels and angels.
Wow. We live in a spiritual realm, don't we?
Oh, yeah. And running underneath them, again small figures, running across the whole of the west front, it's a resurrection scene. It's the day of judgment, and if you look carefully, you can see some of them pushing up their gravestones.
Good grief. Well, well, well. Some say that day is coming sooner than we think, but no man is to know the time, apparently.
That's right. Yeah, yeah.
So we'll see.
Underneath that, yes, we will. Whether in our time
Or another time.
The large ones underneath are various assorted worthies, saints, martyrs, bishops, kings, sort of thing.
Okay.
Right
Wow.
down at ground level, the double doors, you
Yeah.
can just see in the coptrophile Madonna and Child, and above the arch, both decapitated, it's Coronation of the Virgin, Christ on the right, it's Mother Mary on the left.
Oh, wow.
2 only survive this side of the, because in Reformation times, of course, those niches were reachable by ladder.
Yeah, so people came in.
Iconoclasm and all that.
Mm.
Tucked round the corner, you can't see it from here, is another eroded one. Plus that.
Ah,
Doubt.
okay.
You've heard of the Angel of the North?
Yes.
Well, you've probably seen it, haven't you?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Well, that's the. You can see him inside.
Okay.
That's the sculptor, Anthony Gormley. It's called Doubt. It was
Okay.
installed in August, and it's here
Okay.
until next February.
Okay.
But it moves on to Salisbury or somewhere.
Black cubes or black boxes on top of each other. Can I take this?
Oh yes, yes, yes. Please,
Well,
yeah.
thank you very much.
You,
We're
you
going to
can
have a.
see it. You see there's family picnicking in the shade.
Yeah.
Well, if they looked up,
They would see it.
Have you heard of Vicar's Close?
No.
It's the oldest complete inhabited street in Europe.
Ah.
Very medieval. If you get as far as looking at Doubt, you'll be halfway to Vicar's Close. You just continue along that street, through the archway, immediately on your left. If you've got time and energy,
Thank you.
not to be missed.
The oldest inhabited street.
The oldest complete inhabited street in Europe.
Let's go. Thank you very much for your time.
You're very welcome.
Have a nice-
I'm here for.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Can you
Carry him. This entranceway is a little bit more impressive than the one in the front door. What a cathedral. One of the flying buttresses we've seen before. Some there. We're headed for this oldest continuously inhabited street, which is a unique title. Use some sandstone. So like that guy said, this is all hand carved, but I really struggle with that, I'll be honest. Was it here? Vicar's Close. Incoming. this is quite a close. Quite a close. All the chimneys, and what's with that? What is with that, guys? Yeah, just a whole long street of rather strange. And you'll notice the doors obviously been bricked in for purposes, which is modern, you could excuse that. Although actually it's a different shape, isn't it, from the door, which is a square. Curious. All of these are squared, except that. And this. Hey. Look at the chimney pots, honey. They must have needed big coal bunkers for all these fires. Be surprised if there isn't a downstairs. No, look, that door's also got that shape. Oh yeah, look, is that a downstairs there? It's a little bit downstairsy, but not good evidence of downstairs. Nice view. Okay. Well, some secrets here. Quick visit inside. Ooh. Oh. See the extra thickness there in the window. Sounds like my boys arrived. There's an infinity. Can you see the infinity sign over there, Jean?
Oh yeah.
The two eyes. That's magnificent.
Oh my gosh, look how many chairs there are.
There's a lot of chairs, yeah. But only part of the building is exposed. And there's something more through there. Oh, you're faster than me. Well,
You're right.
I mean, sideways as well. Actually, it's all four, all the way around here. Okay. I think we're kind of missing the main section somehow. Yeah? I'm coming. Dude. Abraham Lincoln?
This place is big.
Yeah.
Run.
Okay, you ready?
Like
Go. Oh, crowd of thorns. Taurus. Oh, the Taurus word. The corona. Sorry, darling, I'm just trying to get some video without running too much. Stained.
What's new? What's that?
It's different, eh? It's like they've added this on or something, or opened this up. Oh, that's a cool chest, huh?
Wow, I guess this is a real one.
Serious chest. Yeah.
nothing inside? Well, there are locks. Dad,
Mm-hmm.
there are locks.
They're locked. Let's roll. Yeah. Carved or this feels like a carved stone. This feels carved. And it's got that kind of, you can tell it's not super smooth. And it's got, yeah, John Godley, Dean of Wales, 1305, 1333.
Which color will you hide them?
I'm not making that up.
Where going to hide them?
We're going to hide and seek in this monstrosity. Are you sure? There's enough stuff being hidden here. Look, even that is aftermarket work. This is not original.
Dad,
Yeah.
you probably hide them
Yeah?
and seek them.
Okay. Okay.
Look in here.
In here, I don't know if we have time for hide and seek today, my Z's. Yeah? Okay. Okay.
Which color will you hide?
Andrew is pointing out the organ.
Which